beautiful morning. You're welcome to Women's Corner. My name is Rose Blossom, and it's good to be here. Remember, this program runs from 11 a.m. to 12 noon every Monday through Friday. And of course, we're streaming live on Galaxy TV News. You can watch us right there. And of course, we have it on Facebook too, at Galaxy TV Web or Galaxy TV News. You can just join us and be part of this program. Remember, women, this program is for you. And of course, for those who don't have a screen TV beside them, you're on transit and you probably do not want to go through YouTube, you can actually download Galaxy Television app from Google Play Store or Apple Play Store to watch all of our live programs live. And of course, I'm here with my girl, Carmen. How you doing? Good morning.
Good morning, Rose Blossom. See how you're shining on TV. Oh my
Who is
God.
not shining?
You are shining.
You. How about you?
I don't know
You are
about
not
me.
shining. You are shining.
Oh, good morning, our dear esteemed viewers. How are you doing today? It is an amazing time to be here. Trust me. And my name is Covenant, aka the Lagos Girl. And just get ready to be inspired, get ready to be entertained, and get ready to be empowered on the Women's Corner. We have an exciting topic for you, so just relax and enjoy the show with us.
Just relax and enjoy this show with us.
Yeah.
Of course, we have a guest today that's joining us or already joined. And so we'll just start the program properly before we even go for any tip, because she has limited time to be with us and we have to get what we need to get for today. Of course, we're talking about breaking free from perfectionism. And trust me, perfectionism is a good thing, but if not well controlled, if I trust me, there's nothing like perfect.
Actually.
But if you try to be a perfectionist or you always like this thing about perfect, then trust me, this is something you really need to hear, because you have to break free from that. If you do not, how would people even live with you? How would you cope with people? How would you break
Exactly.
No man is an island. Trust me, you need people, so you can't be perfect. But anyways, I'm not talking. She's busy talking. We have Olayide Akoni. She is the executive director for Journalists Against AIDS. That's AIDS Nigeria. Good morning, Olayide. How you doing?
Good morning, Olayide.
Can we have Olayide on the screen? Okay, well, we're trying to get that ready. Now, this is another important thing. You know, when I picked this tip in my mind, I was like, why are you picking this? And you know what you said, like, oh no, we need it. So I do not know why, but this is a tip on getting over someone. If you have been heartbroken before, not even heartbroken, maybe even lost someone on that break.
Actually,
trust me, it's not easy getting over the person. But here it is. Let's see. It's something that would help you. But I know it's not because of perfection, like we're going to talk about, but it's something that will help you get over someone. Maybe someone you loved and never loved you back, or someone you loved you back, but it didn't work. However it comes, just get over the person already. So let's go see this tip. I'll be right back to the studio. And by then we'll have Olayide Akoni that will be talking about breaking free from perfectionism. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Tips on getting over someone. Getting over someone requires new sources of meaning. Surrounding yourself with people who truly care about you is probably one of the most common pieces of advice for getting over someone. It's great advice, but it's not because you will just start to feel better and then forget about the fact that, oh yeah, you're going to be sleeping alone tonight, aren't you? And it's also not because these people provide an outlet for you to walk through the failed relationship out loud, though that doesn't hurt. No, the real reason is that connecting or reconnecting with people who care about you will start to add meaning back into your life, the meaning that was so abruptly pulled out from underneath you, like a cheap dining room rug. The first tip is see the relationship for what it was. Another way to separate yourself from your past relationship and move on is to take an objective look at what the relationship was really like. If part of the story you tell yourself is, we were so perfect for each other, or we should be together forever, why doesn't he or she see that? Then I'll bet you're falling victim to more than a few biases that you're simply not aware of. Second tip, invest in your relationship with yourself. There seems to be some debate out there about whether or not you should take some time to yourself and just be alone for a while. I think you should, and doubly so if your failed relationship was a toxic one. If your identity has been so wrapped up in a relationship that's now gone, well, it's a good time to explore who you are in context outside of that relationship. Rushing out to find someone to fill that void without really figuring out what you want and what you need. The third tip, figuring out what your needs really are. Conflicts in relationships almost always arise because one or both people aren't getting their needs met in some way. And it's often the case that those needs are either not being communicated effectively or someone's needs are being ignored. Either way, the root cause of the problem is a lack of awareness of one's needs. Relationships end when someone decides the cost of not getting their needs met is no longer bearable. Our fundamental emotional needs include 1. Status, feeling important or superior, or feeling challenged. 2. Connection, feeling understood and appreciated, shared values and experiences. And 3. Security, feeling safe and reliable, also feeling trust.
All right, welcome back. Yes, you're still watching Women's Corner. Now, those are the tips on getting over someone. Just try that and let's see how far you go. But if that does not help, then you need to speak to someone. Okay, let's go over. Can we have Olaide Akani on the screen so that we can start the program properly? Can we have Olaide Akani, please?
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
All right, while we're waiting for her to join us, let's quickly take a short break. And of course, when we come back, we will be talking about breaking free from professionalism. Stay with us. All right, yes, you're welcome back. Apologies for the delay. We had to sort some technical issues out, but we're back for good. Okay, all right. If we have a lady now, can we just bring her on the screen? Thank you.
All right.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Olaide Akoni,
Thank
for
you
joining
so
us.
much
It's been
for
amazing
joining.
to have you here. Thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning, and a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. So we're talking about breaking free from perfectionism. But first, I think people might not really understand what perfectionism is or what being perfect is. So I just want to ask, in the most simplest way one can explain, how would you define perfectionism, or how would you define perfection?
I would say that a perfectionist, is someone who wants everything that they do to be flawless. They don't want any mistakes. They want to get it right, and they want to present that front that everything that they do is flawless. So they have really high standards, and sometimes it's difficult to meet that standard. And what happens with perfectionists is that they keep themselves under pressure all the time because, their standards are really high, and many times other people cannot meet those standards. So because other people can't meet those standards, they want to do it by themselves. And in the course of doing it by themselves, they may delay in delivering on what they're supposed to do, or in doing it on time, because they're always checking, constantly going back to be sure every I is dotted and every T is crossed. Yeah, so I think that's perfectionism in simple terms.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that response, Olaide. So yeah, I want to ask, right? Do you think the society expects women or wives or mothers to be perfect in quotes? Do you think they expect? And also, do you also think that being a perfectionist is a bad thing? Because a lot of people see perfectionism as a bad thing. They say, oh, why are you trying to do this? Why are you putting so much pressure on yourself? Why can't you just be normal? Why can't you just do this? Why can't you just do that? So do you think being perfect is a bad thing? And also, do you also believe that the society right now has put so much pressure on the women, being perfect?
So, let me start with your first question. Is being perfect a bad thing, or aspiring to be perfect? I would say it's not a bad thing because we all need to aim high, we all need to do better, so we shouldn't rest on our hours and say, okay, because I achieved this last year, I shouldn't try to improve. So I think we should aim for continuous learning or continuous improvement rather than perfection. Because perfection is oftentimes this El Dorado that we all want to reach. And what happens with people who aim for perfection is that, they waste time on little things because, I want this to be perfect. I don't know whether you've come across people who are ironing and they want all the gaiters to be out and they spend like 30 minutes ironing an outfit. In that 30 minutes, you would have ironed an outfit, or even three or four. Other people will have ironed three or four outfits because, in the end, when you go out to that event where you want to wear the outfit, nobody is staring at, okay, are the gaiters in place and this and that. So, oftentimes, we miss out on the big picture when we are so emphatic on perfectionism. And yes, I think subtly, the society puts pressure on women to be perfectionists because, yes, you always hear people say, oh, when I was your age, I did this, I did that, I juggled this, I juggled that. And so you as a woman, you can do it. My mother did it, my grandmother did it. And so it's kind of like passed on from generation to generation that, okay, as a woman, you must do this, you must have everything together, no hair out of place. No, and we know that oftentimes because women hear these narratives over and over again, they try to fit into this perfect picture of, yes, the woman who has it all together. And, when that woman breaks up, it's the same society that will come and say, you're doing too much. Why did you not do this? Why did you not delegate? So I think it's important that individuals recognize, their capabilities and know how to ask for help. You're not superwoman. And we need to understand that women need to recognize that they're not superwomen and they need to know how to ask for help. And yeah, I think for me that's what I would say about that.
Okay,
That is so
beautiful.
profound. That is so profound.
Beautiful. Okay, now it's one thing to understand that you seek perfection,
Yeah.
and it's another thing to understand that you might never be perfect. It's also another thing not just to seek or understand that you're perfect, but not even know that you are acting all perfect and not seeing anything wrong with what you do or how you do or what what you say. It's a big problem for that. Now, for someone who already knows that I'm seeking for perfection from other people or from myself, or every time I'm always trying to see things in the perfect way, which you have to just excuse people, you have to cut people some slack to be able to breathe around you and be themselves. Now, how can someone who already understands that, okay, perfection is not something I might ever attain, how do they now break free? How can a woman break free from that idea after knowing that, okay, I think this is what I want and this is what I've been doing, so now it's time for me to break free and be happy, be pleased with everything and anything that comes my way. At least so far they are good and they are okay.
I think the first thing that we as women need to do is let's celebrate our progress, not perfection. So I want to do A, B, C, D. I've listed out 10 things I want to do today, and I want to do everything perfectly. And at the end of the day, I've been able to achieve it. The perfectionist in me wants to wake up and say, no, 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 it's not time to sleep yet. I must complete all the tasks for today. But I'm tired. I'm weary. I can barely keep my eyes open. The perfectionist, and this is where I need to pause and say, you know what? I achieved 8 out of 10. That's good. Let me cut myself some slack and acknowledge that tomorrow is another day. The things that I have not been able to complete today, I will continue tomorrow. My mom used to say something way back. She says, work never finishes. And that's the truth. You always find something to do. There will always be something else to do, something else to improve on. So don't beat yourself too hard that, oh, the things I set out to do today, I couldn't finish them up. Let's celebrate the progress that we've achieved. The other thing that I talked about earlier is the need to learn to share responsibility. You can't do everything by yourself. And when people do stuff for you, learn to acknowledge them. And, sometimes you just have to take your eyes off some stuff. Sometimes the reason why people don't like to delegate is because they feel like, oh, this person isn't going to do it well. I'm sure some of us, we all have maybe siblings or family members. If you ask them to do something, they'll say, not do it, though, because whatever we do, it never pleases you, it never satisfies you. So that already is giving you the impression that they know that you're a perfectionist. We're not saying do a shorty job, but as much as possible, when you need to teach people how to do things the way you want them to do it, teach them and remove your eyes from it. Don't keep like focusing on, oh, you didn't do this right, you didn't do this right, because oftentimes people get weary and then they don't want to do anything for you anymore and they just leave it at that. So the other thing to do is focus on the big picture. you know, one of the challenges perfectionists face is that they always want to do the little things and spend so much time on the little things. But sometimes we also need to think about the big picture. Take for instance, I'm making jollof rice for the family and everybody is hungry. But I am so focused on, oh no, I need to have, the color come out right. I need to have the spices come out right. I need to do this. And I'm spending like hours in the kitchen making this jollof rice to perfection. But people are complaining in the dining room, like, it's the food, we're hungry, what is going on? And eventually the food comes out and everybody just gobbles it up because they're too hungry and nobody even says anything. So the person who is a perfectionist about the jollof rice has forgotten the big picture, which is that people are hungry and they need to be fed. We're not saying just give them anything, but also think about that big picture that there are people who are hungry, who need to be fed, and I need to do what I need to do as quickly as possible, make it tasty. It doesn't have to be the perfect jollof rice, but it has to be tasty enough to satisfy their needs and to satiate their hunger. So those are the important things I would advise, people who already see in themselves the tendency for perfection. First of all, learn to let go. Share responsibilities, celebrate your progress, and then focus on the big picture. Of course, the list is endless. Somebody who's a perfectionist is not going to stop that habit immediately. It takes time. And the older you get, the more you realize that, look, all of these things that we were so focused about, what is it really about? In the end, what's the end game? So it's important that as women, we need to focus on the big picture. Is it about keeping my family happy, or do I want my children and my family members to be walking on eggshells around me at every task? It's about, ensuring that I maintain a happy family where there's love and there's, that everybody is free to express themselves. So I think those are things that we need to advise ourselves as women to keep doing. And like I said, Rome was not built in a day. We keep getting better and better at it. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So I have a question and I want to come from another angle. So a lot of women, let's take a look at the celebrities that are out there that are women. Let's say the actors and actresses, they like to look a certain type of way, right? Should I say, is the hourglass figure or the bottle figure? So of course they want a perfect body. So I want to ask, what role does self-acceptance come in? Like, what role does it play in freeing oneself from being perfect or from trying to get the perfect body? What role does self-acceptance play?
I think self-acceptance and self-esteem is very, very important. And that's why I think that, right from the teenage ages, it's important that we begin to groom and mentor young girls, particularly. to accept themselves the way they are. Oftentimes, many of these things come as a result of, probably things that friends said to you when you were teenagers. And, teenagers can be really mean at each other. Look at you, you're not like this, you're not like that person. And so somebody grows up with a chip on their shoulder, feeling like, okay, don't worry, I will show you when my money arrives or something, So it's really important that people need to recognize, and we need to groom our young ladies, to accept themselves the way they are. The things that you can change, you change, but the things that you cannot change, just accept it. You're beautiful in and out, irrespective of whether you don't have a figure eight body or whatever. There's more to you than your body. And it's important that we highlight this, and, yes, we are in an age where everybody's looking to this influencer or, or this celebrity to pattern their lives. But we also need to recognize that, celebrities put in extra efforts and resources to look the way they look. Sometimes they do a whole lot more, a whole lot more of packaging even before they appear at events and all that. And sometimes, people put themselves under undue pressure to be who they are not, wanting to borrow money to go and do BBL and all the other things that, women do to look good. But in the end, we need to, as a people, begin to emphasize that, see, a person is more than how they look. Unfortunately, a lot of women are judged by the way they look, but there's more to womanhood than the way you look. And it's important that we constantly re-emphasize that. And I'm also happy that a lot of our celebrities, particularly the older ones, are also communicating that in one way or the other, then it's okay to wake up and show yourself without makeup. It's okay to let people see the way you really look like, without all of the, makeup and all of the things that you do to look different. But it's okay to breathe in your own skin and be yourself. And it's important that we constantly re-emphasize that, through social media platforms, because we have a lot of impressionable young people who are going to lengths, to ensure that, they conform to the standards of, the hourglass figure, all of that. But I'm also happy that people are coming to say, look, I'm a plus size person and I'm good in my own skin, and all of that. So it's a constant reorientation and being intentional about the messages that we're also passing to women, that look, it's okay for you to breathe, to be yourself, to love yourself, to express yourself, and to realize that who you are is beyond how you look.
Thank you so much
for that response. Now, just to take it a bit step further from what we've just answered. Now, there are some women or ladies, let's put it women actually, that, it's not like they are not perfect in their own skin, or they don't feel good about their skin or their shape or their size. Now, sometimes the men they got married to or they are married to would request that they fine-tune their body and have the hourglass, have the figure eights. And, even as much as the woman is comfortable in her own skin, like, I like the way I am, even after delivery and my tummy is everywhere or my laps are just everywhere. Yeah. I just love it this way. And the man keeps telling you, you have to do this. Now, because you want to keep your home, you want to save your home, and you do not want him to probably, look outside. And trust me, I don't think that would even make them not look outside. Actually. But you just want to do the little you can within your own power to be able to control it to a certain level. Now, for a woman that the man has said, I want you to do this about your body. If you're married or not married, maybe you're planning to get married to the person or you're married to the person, and the person wants you to touch your body. You've never thought about it. At this situation, what do you think the woman should do? Should she go ahead? Now, of course, it has to have a two answer. The woman, before getting married, what should she do? Should she go ahead and, touch her body? Or, after getting married and, they want you to be perfect, do you still go ahead to
So,
touch your body because your man is asking? What's the response?
So the first thing first is when you say touch your body, are you referring to surgery? Because there are other ways. If, for instance, you're in a relationship and the man is saying, I think you could lose some weight, and it'll be good for you. you know
Uh,
yeah,
Olaide, can you
so
hear
it's
me?
fine. Okay, yes, please go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I'm talking about, I'm talking basically about maybe touching. It might not necessarily going under the knives, to be honest. It could actually be maybe you just have to, let's say probably you just have to go. There are some machines they use, I do not know.
yeah.
There's so much they use to suck up the fats to a particular area and all of that. It's a continuous progress. Sometimes it could be for a month, could be for 2 3 months, and before you know, you already have what you think you would have gone under the knives for. So there are different instances to have. Some people take pills, some people have the cream, I don't know,
Yeah.
but it might not necessarily be going for surgery.
Yeah, so I think again it's important to understand, your body as a human being. And if, for instance, you have a genetic predisposition to, being obese or being fat or something, maybe everybody in your family is big. So you know that no matter what you do, right, that hourglass figure, yes, it is attainable. But if you don't keep at it over time, you will not be able to maintain it. So first of all, the desire to do whatever, either to change your body, to lose weight and all of that, it must be from an internal, it must be internally generated. It must not be externally generated. Why am I saying this? Because if somebody is telling me, if I'm dating somebody or I'm married to somebody, and the person is telling me, oh, you're getting too fat, you need to watch your weight, you need to do this, you need to do that. The question is, where is this person coming from? Is this person coming from a love perspective, or the person is because they care about my health and all of that? Or are they coming from the way you look, and how it impacts on me, because I don't want people seeing me with a fat wife, and again, we need to be clear. So if I now decide as a woman that, okay, I've heard what my partner has said or what my husband has said, and I do want to, make some changes, I need to be informed about what works for me, what works for my body, and not be pushed into making decisions because somebody said. If somebody says, oh, go and do surgery, the question is, I need to look at myself. Do I even have underlying conditions that may impact on this surgery, such that, when the surgery happens, it might go south? Because we've had situations where people did surgery and it went south, and that surgery came from either pressure from, okay, wanting to impress a partner or something. And today, sadly, they're no longer living, and that partner has moved on. So the woman herself needs to ask herself, what are my objectives for doing what? Why do I want to do this? Is it just because the person has said? Or is it for my benefit? Is it for my own eventual health benefit? And then I need to do my research and determine what works for me. If I feel that, look, Abeg, going to the gym is what works for me, I'm not interested in any surgical procedures or anything, then I stick with it. Because in the end, it's my body, and it's not somebody else's body. It's my body, and that body has been given by God to serve me here on earth. If anything happens to that body, I am the one to be blamed. I am the one that, the onus is going to be on me. So I have friends who have been very obese, who have decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do, liposuction or some other surgical procedure to get the fat out. And beyond that, they're also doing things, to ensure that they maintain their weights. So it's something that, has to first of all come from the person, and I must be interested in maintaining the habits to keep that. The truth is, if my motivation is because my husband said, even if I attain that hourglass figure, what is the guarantee 5 years down the line that that husband is not going to see somebody else who has a better hourglass figure and say, look, it's okay, I'm going with this person instead of you now. Yes, you tried, but I've moved on. What do you do? And and so it's important that women, have self-esteem for themselves and are able to look at things critically, based on whatever their partner says and say, okay, I'm going to go for this. And it's also important that if you are saying you are going with what your partner says, you and your partner have to be accountable to one another. If your partner says, oh, I've seen people who, the partner has said, oh, you're getting fat, you're adding weight. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We won't be eating so much bread in this house anymore, so that we can help you maintain your weight. Or we won't be eating too much rice. Because I noticed that once you eat rice or once you eat swallow and all of that, we're going to be cutting back on that. So it shows that woman will be gingered to maintain those habits. Why? Because she has an accountability partner. But if the man is coming from, you're too fat, and always condemning, it's also going to weigh down on the woman's self-image, and everything she wants to do, she wants to please the man. So the question is, the decision to lose weight or alter your body, is it from your personal, decision, or is it influenced by someone else? And then the person who is influencing you to do that, what are their motives, really? Are they looking at it from a health benefit perspective, or is it just about the way you look and how they can present you to their friends and, to their colleagues? So there's so many factors. And each woman's decision will be different based on how they have thoroughly analyzed their context to say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this. But what my point is, given that women are different and their contexts are different, my point is a woman needs to do what she feels is good for her. It's her body. In the end, whatever happens, she deals with it. The man is not going to step into her body to help her. It's her body. And so it's important that women come to that point in their lives when they are really asking themselves the hard questions. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Is it to please someone else? Or is it for me? Is it for my long-term goals, health goals? Is it for, for improving my self-esteem? Why am I doing what I am doing? Is it because of the trend, in the society? Because societal trends come and go. Today it's about shaping the nose. Tomorrow it's about, shaping the bum. And next tomorrow is about shaping the breast. And there's an endless list of things to shape if you want to shape it, if you have the resources to shape it. But the question is, to what end? Is it for me or to please others? Thank you.
You made so
This
much
is quite
points,
so very
honestly,
deep, and I'm certain right now a lot of people who are trying to do that now. We're not even talking about you feeling that you're not perfect. No,
Yes.
we're talking about you loving yourself the way you are, because you don't know the outcome of what you will do just to look perfect. Anyways, thank you so much, Olayide.
Thank you so much.
This is an amazing. I'm all smiles because I love all I'm hearing.
And you forgot that part when she mentioned rice. I saw the look she gave. Rose Blossom loves rice.
If you take rice out of this country, this world, just take me out too. Anyway, thank you so much for being on the program. It was amazing with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, and that's it from Olayide Akani. She did fabulously well. And of course, all of us on Galaxy TV, we do love you. We do appreciate you. And that was epic.
It was epic. It was epic.
Trust me. And we can't take any tips anyways because time is already fast spent. I wish we could ask more questions because I have a lot of questions to ask. But of course, maybe you should just sign out so we can just go.
Yes. I mean, you know that before I sign out, I would always, tell you or reiterate and one of the things that our guest said. And one of the things that stood out for me, I wrote it down. She said, aim for continuous learning and not for perfectionism. are not for perfectionism, aim for continuous learning. Try to always learn, all right? So that's it, and know your capabilities. Don't do too much, don't kill yourself. If you used to wear girdle, please sometimes remove it and breathe, rest. I'm talking to myself also.
Really?
Oh my
You wear
goodness.
girdle?
Sometimes when I want
wow.
let's not expose ourselves here, but it was such an amazing time on the show today, and my name remains Covenant, aka the Lagos girl, and see you soon at the buzz. And like I always say, keep living, keep learning, and keep loving. Have a wonderful day, and bye for now.
Okay, well, I'm just feeling so amazed because I'm bigger than you, and you wear a girdle.
Please now.
And I barely even wear one. Like I
No, sometimes when I just wear the whole body hug
please, I
down.
will leave it like that. Everything should show.
I know you for that, and that is really beautiful. Trust me.
Really, trust me. But anyways, like I said, it's been an amazing section, and of course, like she said, don't wear that girdle. Don't kill yourself. You're just big. You did not kill
Oh my
anybody.
God.
Trust me. Anyways, that's it. We'll call it a wrap today. It was an amazing one, and I'm just going to leave you with this. She said one thing: to be able to continue living and learning is that you have to celebrate your successes, your progress. You have to celebrate it, and that is when you only know that you can attain perfectionism, because there's, in fact, I think that word exists, but in reality there's nothing like that. And also you have to focus on the big picture. The big picture will never be perfect, but if you can make it beautiful, I think that's perfectionism for me.
Preach, sister.
Hallelujah.
My God.
So welcome to the end of the program. We'll see you soon on the buzz, of course, when we're talking about lifestyle and relationship. And do not miss that one. We'll come your way again. I am Covenant by 12:05. We'll see you soon. We love you. Bye for now.